The longest boxing match by rounds was held in 1893. Mr. Bowen and Mr. Burke stepped into the ring to slug it out with each other. Now, 25 rounds in, one of these men knocked the other man flat to the ground. This guy is getting the count, but the time ran out, and so he was able to stand back up. So they went for another 25 rounds. But that wasn't decisive. And since they weren't going by scorecards, they went for another 25 rounds. And then they decided to go another 25 rounds. And somewhere along the way, Mr. Bowen was hit in the face so many times that Mr. Burke actually broke his left hand on Bowen's face. But that's not surprising. What may surprise you, though, is that Burke's other hand was broken as well from hitting his opponent so many times. About round 108, both men could stand up. They could run around the ring a little bit, stumble around the ring, you might say, but they couldn't raise their arms. They couldn't even throw punches anymore. By round 110, the ref decided to call the match. Can you imagine fighting someone so determined that they wouldn't give in no matter how hard you applied yourself against them? Now, this is really interesting when you consider that we are supposed to be fighting our flesh. It's even more interesting that you should think we are supposed to be fighting the most evil champion of all time, Satan himself. But I have something even further for you. What about fighting God? How are you going to wrestle and fight with God and win? Jacob did so in the book of Genesis. We see that Jacob wrestled with God until God blessed him. If you want something from the hand of the Lord, something that truly matters, something that you're desperate for, you better train like a champion. You better be determined, because you're facing off with the greatest warrior and the mightiest hero of all time. Don't go to that fight unprepared.